I got a camera over there. I got a camera over here. Look at me. I'm almost professional. Today is not going to be a long session. This is going to be about 10, 15 minutes. If you're joining me, I appreciate it. If you're not, you can catch this on a replay sometime. But I'm doing a studio test today. And basically what that means, I'm checking my audio, my video, angles, all that other stuff. And to do that, kind of go live because I want to make sure that everything is flowing properly. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and kick off. But just know that this is not going to be a long episode. Today, like I said, I'm just kind of testing out the metal of my machine and making sure everything is hunky-dunky before I start doing this on a more consistent basis. So today's Sunday, August 2nd. Yeah, holy cow. If you didn't know what August 2nd was, aside from today, today's kind of a milestone for me. I joined the Marine Corps and shipped off to boot camp on August 2nd, 1993, folks. 93. I know it was a long time for some of y'all, long time ago, but it's been pretty awesome ride since. I had an awesome time in the Marine Corps. I love my time in the Marine Corps. I wish I could have extended it a little bit further, but such is life. Things happen, right? So anyway, if you're joining me for the very first time, I appreciate it. This is Robert and Mike. This is Robert, and this is Mike, and they are birds. That is a fact. And it follows Robert and Mike. I kind of followed their adventures as the Endless Summer. The movie has had some amazing followers, some amazing success, and this is kind of a continuation of the Endless Summer. I've got a really sweet licensing deal with the company, so don't worry, I'm not stealing anything, people. People claim that I've stolen intellectual property. And it's funny because the one that stands out to me the most is I had some lunatic accuse me of stealing intellectual property by redoing the Vinchuvian Man from Da Vinci. Sorry, I know who it was from. I was just kind of concentrating. Anyway, I thought that was probably one of my favorite ones. And sent me a letter, hired lawyers, the whole thing. I was very impressed at their level of stupidity. So that was a fun one. I think people are just a little overboard nowadays. If you got a legitimate legal complaint, man, go file it. I have filed one before in the past and burned a couple bridges, but it was well worth it. I don't mind telling you. All right, Wrigley Field, home of the Cubs. So my boys here, Mike and Robert, are traveling and sit around the world traveling, looking for the perfect wave like in the Endless Summer. These guys are traveling around the world and they're looking for the perfect pond. And along the way, they meet some really cool people. And the very first place they went to was LA. Then they went to Japan. They've been to Hawaii with me. And what I'm trying to do now is I realized not everybody's got the opportunity to leave the United States. It's expensive. Right now, it's hard to do. We got a lot going on in the world. Like, where do you want to go? So I decided, why not capture the greatest country in the world in their stories? And that's our country, the United States. My favorite place to be. Now, I've got some countries that I like going to on a regular basis. Don't get me wrong. My family and I, we just got home from Tokyo. And before that, I was in London. But my favorite place to go on a vacation is Costa Rica. Hands down, my favorite place in the world. Tamarindo, Costa Rica, which is rock surf camp. If I could, and I had the skills, if I could be a surfing instructor, I would do that in a heartbeat. But the boy doesn't surf that well. I'm pretty good, but I'm not instructor quality, believe me. In fact, the very first time I went to Witches Rock, I won the coveted Wipeout award for the week. I'm looking for something specific, and it's right here in front of me. It's kind of how my day's been going. This is called an artist maul. I don't know who named it, but what it does is elevates your hand up off the paper so you don't wind up either one, if you're using oil paints, whatever. I guess it's all the same premise, right? So you don't get your hands in your painting. But you're like, Tim, that doesn't look like a painting. Well, you're wrong. Sorry, I was not taking joy in that imaginary person that I'm talking to in my head. This is actually a mixed media piece. I thought it'd be a lot of fun to kind of do Abraham Lincoln. That's my boy Abraham. Thought it'd be fun to do Abraham Lincoln, Mike and Robert. It's kind of an old timey, grainy photo, which makes absolutely no sense because he's got an iPhone in his hand. So I like throwing a lot of Easter eggs in my work, especially when it comes to history. I'm a history guy. I'm actually a history major, and we all know Abraham Lincoln was not at Wrigley Field, or do we? Maybe he has been there. I don't know. The ghost of Abraham Lincoln. My dad swears to God that he saw Abraham Lincoln walking through a farmhouse one time. And my dad was a Chicago cop and probably the most honest person I've ever met. So there is no reason for me to doubt the man. Wrigley Field brings back a lot of memories, man. I am not a big baseball fan. As a matter of fact, I'm not a big sports fan, to be completely honest with you. I like the combat sports, UFC, boxing, stuff like that. But I do enjoy going to games. Matter of fact, my beautiful wife and I last night went to a game here in Houston, where I'm at. We saw the Astros and the Rangers, which was a fun game because two Texas teams. It's kind of tantamount to the Chicago Cubs playing the Sox, because the Sox crush them all the time. My family is more Cubs fans than they are Sox fans, but I'm a rebellious person at nature. So when I was a kid, I was trying to be rebellious and go Sox, yay, when I couldn't even name a freaking single person on the team. But capricious youth, right? Being a little rebel without a cause. I hate baseball, but I'll root for somebody that you don't like. How retarded. Seriously. So what I'm doing here today is I'm just dropping in some lines, give it a little bit of a solidity, kind of redefine some boundaries in the painting. Yeah, so back to what this is. All right, so this is actually mixed media, and the very first layers that I put down was pencil, and the pencil is an outline. It's just, most artists work off an outline, some don't. Those guys are amazing, but I need an outline, so I laid down an outline. It was the first layer. The second layer is interesting. It's graphite, but it's liquid graphite, which was really cool. This stuff is wild. It acts just like watercolors, but you could go in later on and erase it. You could go over it with more graphite, more pencils. That's what I did, kind of like up here in this area. And then he used a lot of pencils in his face and in his jacket to kind of make it stand out and just really pop. So that's how this is mixed media. And once that dried, I sprayed it down with kind of it's not a preservative. It's a layer that basically allows you to work over the top of it without smudging or changing the layers underneath it. It's called fixative, workable fixative. And I didn't even know what the hell that stuff was until only maybe a year or so ago. Well, October last year, some of my paintings went viral, and the Bomb Squad community really leaned into my work. Did over 300 commissions for some really cool people. I think one of my favorite parts about the whole thing would be the stories that I got to hear, and then in turn share their stories. There's a lot of really intense stories, obviously, from Bomb Squad bomb squad folks. I've got more than one. But sometimes it's hard to really express to somebody that's never put on a bomb suit before the feelings, the emotions that you got going on in that moment. It's terrifying, it's exhilarating, it's challenging, it's fun, it's terrifying. Did I say that twice? Because sometimes it is. Sometimes it's just shit. Why did I sign up for this job? And then sometimes when you get a win, and I'm here because I got a bunch of wins, uh, you know, it's next level. It's like literally next level stuff. I might have to sit down for a second. And that's why I put this little camera over here. I'm going to do the outlines down here at the bottom. The great state of Illinois. Whoosh. Land of Lincoln. Statehood, December 3rd, 1818. I only know that because I'm writing it right now. December 03, 1818. I did not know that off the top of my head. I'm not going to pretend I did. Although I'm a pretty smart guy, I think. The entrance of Illinois into the United States was not on the back of my mind or the front of my mind, or for that matter, it wasn't in my mind. Right now, I'm thinking of two things, and neither one of them is Illinois. Land of Lincoln. When you're thinking Lincoln, Lincoln, better carpeting. We had some great commercials in Illinois when I was a kid. Obviously, I'm still singing them. I think that was the song for Empire Carpet. I can't remember. Either way, who cares? So it's Sunday. Sometimes people have fun day Sunday. If you're having a fun day Sunday, I'd love to hear what you're doing. You know, the next iteration of my studio and my setup is actually going to be a little monitor. It's plugged in right now, getting charged up, and I'll be able to interact with my fun people that join here, have conversations. Now, at the bottom of the screen, if I did this right, you'll see that I actually turned, pardon me, I turned my paintings here into these cards. This card series here is from Burning Man. They're already on their way over to my friend's house. In fact, she got them the other day. I'm so stoked. Spring, Field. Yeah, so what these cards do is obviously they're very cool art, and they're collectible, but they're also meant to be distributed, given out on cruises to little kids or adults, or, you know, handed out to the staff. Maybe there's a waitress or a waiter or a bartender that's brought you a couple drinks that's good, or maybe you're just walking down the street and you see somebody that could use a little bit of a pick-me-up. I'm trying to use them to get people to introduce themselves, man. I gotta tell you, it's kind of sad the state we're in right now, where people just don't have conversations like we did back in the day. All right, so where is the capital of Illinois? I know what it is. It's Springfield. Is it up there by Chicago in the lakes? If I put the star for the capital in the wrong place, and I'm from Illinois, I will never live it down. And some poor kid that gets this thing is going to be like, I know where the capital is, teacher. And then try to explain to the teacher that he learned it from a duck. And I don't know if that's going to fly for poor Johnny. Johnny, is it? Is that going to work out for you? I love putting educational components in here. In here, pardon me, man. I don't know if that's allergies. Probably allergies. I haven't felt this good in a while. But the educational component extends further than just the cards. So if you get one of these cards, you go to the back of the card and there's a QR code. Those are those funny looking things that look like a puzzle that doesn't make any sense. You scan that QR code with your phone. You open up your little camera on your phone and you scan it, and it brings you to the Duck and Compass Society app. That's right. We've got an app. It's on Apple. It's available. If you want to go check it out, it's a lot of fun. So you don't even need to have a card to get into it. You just go get the app and check it out, because it's actually a story, and it's your story. And the way it's your story is that you land on the landing page, and that's as technical as I'm going to get right now. And you get to pick a direction, either you like travel or adventure, or you like the arts and you like the art part of this, or maybe you're a veteran or active duty military and you're getting ready to PCS somewhere. So you pick your path. Where are you going? What are you doing? What are you interested in? And then after that, it brings you that kind of into that direction. It's almost like a choose your own adventure that I built here. And once you get into that, you pick a country. The travel one is a lot of fun because it literally brings you to a passport, and there's stamps in the passport that I made. Everything on my app, by the way, is all hand painted. I didn't want to use some generic kind of off the shelf stuff. I wanted this to be a very fun time for you and visually captivating. So you go to travel, you pick a country off the passport there, and then you start your journey. You go to Japan, you learn all about the Japan. You learn all about Japan. If you go to Hawaii, you learn all about Hawaii. Go to Tokyo, or I'm sorry, LA is my other place that I've got right now featured. You learn all about LA and the beginnings of the endless summer and where these guys went, what they did, and all that good stuff. So I invite you to check out the app. I think I need to make these a little bit more flag-like. They're breezy. That's right, breezy. So go check out the app. Check out the Duck and Compass Society. We're in retail outlets. We're in shops here in Houston right now. We got cards going to Aruba. We got cards going to Costa Rica. We got cards going Aruba, Costa Rica, trying to get into the Bahamas, and obviously Japan. We were just there, and that was kind of part of the reason why I was there, was to meet with some really nice people at the Endless Summer shop. They've got a killer shop there in Tokyo. It's one of their flagships. And I tell you what, man, they are the nicest, coolest people I've ever met. They welcomed me in and checked out Robert. They didn't know I was coming. They were supposed to, but that's all right. People get busy. But anyway, they got a really nice presentation that I gave them of the Japanese series. And then we went to Disney. Yeah, that was rad. Disney Tokyo. I tell you what, Mickey Mouse just slaps differently when he goes, "Konnichiwa." That was my Mickey impression. I know you thought for a second there that you heard Mickey's voice, but that was me. That was me. I know. It's crazy, right? All right, Abe. You got some buttons going on now. I think I want to put a little bit of a pocket outline here. Just a hint of one. Yeah? Yeah. Give him some wrinkles on his knuckles. Abe was a hard-working man. Autodidact. Me and Abraham Lincoln got a lot in common. Man taught himself law. I taught myself art. I've only been doing this 2.5 years. Ish. Like for real. Like taking it seriously and stuff. All right. My man only has one eyebrow. I think the other one might be right here. That's where I'm going to put it at. Now it looks a little bit more balanced, I guess is the right word. All right, friends. I'm gonna darken this up underneath Abe's eyes just a little bit, and then I'm gonna call it quits because it's Houston. It's 172,000 degrees outside, and I'm ready for a beer in the pool. I hope you guys have an opportunity to have an awesome day. I want you to stay safe, be cool. Go bust out a map with your kids if you'd like, and start looking at places you guys could go on adventures together. You go as far as your backyard. You go on a micro adventure. Get out a little magnifying lens and go follow the bugs. That right there is a micro adventure. All right. Man, I like this one. I like this one a lot. It's cool. I dig it. Let's just kind of darken this in a little bit to make it look like Abe is just talking, having a good time with the ducks, getting a selfie. Abe's like, "What is that? 7 years ago, we didn't have cell phones." How did he know it was a cell phone? Because Abraham Lincoln is a time traveler that kills vampires. That's right. All right, my friends. It's been a lot of fun. Stay tuned to the Duck and Compass Society. We got a lot coming up in the next 6 months. We've got a bunch of different states we've done. We've done Florida. We've done Texas. Clearly, we've done Illinois. We've done LA. Where is the next state we should go to? You pick it out. Let me know. I'm going to turn this off now and wish you a Merry Christmas. Oh, look at that. It's so